Over the last several years, fans have started to lose interest in the All-Star weekend. Some of the biggest names sitting out due to injury, and the lack of incentive of players not wanting to compete in the games. These are just two of the long list of reasons on why the All-Star weekend has been weak over the last couple years. In today's video, I will be going over all my thoughts and opinions from this year's All-Star weekend, and find out why this year's new format might have saved the weekend for years to come. Yo, what's going on NBA fans? My name is Raul, bringing you guys a brand new video. Today, we're going to be breaking down last weekend's All-Star games, starting from the Celebrity Game, and then eventually getting all the way to the All-Star Game. I hope you guys enjoy the video. If you have any comments or opinions about anything I say throughout the video, make sure to leave them down below, and also like the video. Let's get straight into it. To start off this video, we have the Celebrity Game. And to be quite honest, I didn't really enjoy the Celebrity Game this year, just like I haven't for the last few years, and there's one reason to this. My number one reason in the Celebrity Game is stop adding former NBA players. It makes the game so much more enjoyable when you have a guy who's 7'7", just dunking on people who have never played the game of basketball before, as I'm talking about Taco Fall. And then Jeremy Lin, a guy who had a good NBA stint. Why are they playing in a game with celebrities? That's something that I just don't understand, as I feel like they should just keep it the way it has been, where it's just like some of your favorite content creators or music artists or actors, or just maybe recently they've been adding NFL players or MLB players, which I feel like that's fine. Even with them being athletes, that's fine, but they're not NBA players. They don't really play the game of basketball. I just don't think the Celebrity Game will be such as enjoyable as it was until the addition of NBA players is gone forever. Just get rid of it. As coaches, that'd be cool. Like, I love seeing Giannis as a coach, but as them actually playing in the game, it just doesn't make too much sense to me. Following the Celebrity Game on Friday, we had the Rising Stars Game, and this was one I enjoyed to the fullest. I really loved the Rising Stars Game this year. I think they were the ones who set the tone for the entire weekend of, let's make this competitive again. And they did. They went and they balled out. The G League team, I thought, was amazing. Seeing Young Hansen go out there and ball out is such a great addition, as your normal NBA fan who might not watch like the Portland Trailblazers that much, or even the G League. They get to see what these guys are all about and what they can do. And I feel like Young Hansen was a great addition to that. Then you had guys balling out like VJ Edgecombe, who would go on to win the MVP of the whole thing. And, Dylan Harper, Matas Buzelis, those guys really came and actually competed. They wanted to win this, which was such a great addition for this weekend, as you could see the young talent just go out there and play basketball. The addition of the former NBA players as coaches, like Carmelo, Vince Carter, Tracy McGrady, that was also a really good addition, as they might not have been playing, but they still brought the competitiveness of wanting to win, as they had a reason to try and go win for something. I really like the Rising Stars Game. I think this should be something that they try and build off of, and maybe you add more guys, or maybe you add another team. Who knows what it is? But that was such a great part of the weekend. I really enjoyed the competition, and I hope there's more to come. Obviously, I wanted to see Cooper Flag in it, but due to injury, we'll probably see him in the All-Star Game next year. But I thought it was a really great way to start off the weekend. Moving on with the All-Star competitions, we have the three-point contest. And the three-point contest was something I really liked this year. I think you had a great group of contestants with Tyrese Maxey, Jamal Murray, Devin Booker. Damian Lillard, who hasn't played a single game of basketball this year, decided to suit up and defend his title, which was something I thought was really cool. We've never really seen that before, and I thought it was a great addition to have Lillard come out and defend what was his. Con Canuple, I think, really just showcased what he can do shooting the basketball. I mean, he's gonna break the rookie three-point record, like I said. I just really liked this three-point contest. It showed that the guys really wanted to win. A lot of competitiveness from it as well, especially getting to the final round, where we saw Booker, and Lillard Booker having the chance to tie and take the lead but missing those last 3 shots. I think it added a good dramatic effect, if you want to say it. And I really think it was something good for the fans. It really shows how good of shooters these guys really are. I really am excited for next year after the reports coming out that Stephen Curry, possibly Klay Thompson, and Damian Lillard are all going to come back to compete in the competition. And it really shows that these guys do care about the three-point contest still. It's still one of those key factors of All-Star Weekend. And I really hope they can, like I said with the Rising Stars game, build off of this. The three-point contest is a really fun addition that they've always had during the All-Star Weekend. And it just shows how much these guys really care and are trying to build off of, these last several years that have been dead, what these shooters can really do and showcase what, their stuff in the three-point contest. Next on the list, we have the competition that should be taken out of All-Star Weekend for good. And we move on to the dunk contest. And here are multiple reasons why I think the dunk contest should just be eliminated from the weekend in general. My first reason, nobody wants to compete in it. No NBA players want to risk injury into doing it, as we literally almost saw Jace Richardson have a career-ending injury because of the competition. Went up for a dunk, hit his head on the rim, came down hard. That just is another reason why NBA players don't want to do it. I think another reason is, I think it gets to the point where we've seen almost every dunk that, a man could possibly do. I think we've seen it already. The lack of creativity is, it's getting worse every year that there possibly can be. Jackson Hayes, his first dunk was, as a Laker fan, his first dunk was probably one of the worst I've ever seen. He does better dunks in game. I've seen better stuff out of Jackson Hayes coming off a lob or in transition than what I saw in a dunk contest with time to prepare. I don't know. I think it's a thing that should just be eliminated from the All-Star Weekend. Nobody wants to do it. There's no real incentive to it. You've had G League guys winning the competition the last 3 years. I mean, Malcolm McClung obviously made a name for himself because of the competition. And, he was a little known in high school and he had the fame back then. But, now you have guys who NBA fans, your regular NBA fan doesn't know. You have guys coming up from the G League to compete and, All-Star Weekend is supposed to be one of your biggest attention grabbers. And, your fans who are tuning in to watch it don't know these guys who are competing because, obviously they're not watching basketball outside the NBA. So they don't know who these guys are coming in the competition. I just think it's one of the things that, All-Star Weekend can look back and say, okay, maybe we can replace it with something else. Maybe the one-on-one tournament that we've been asking for years. But, I just think the dunk contest should be no more in this weekend. And last but not least, we move on to Sunday, the All-Star Game. And I will say this has been my favorite All-Star Game to watch in the last several years. I will admit, at the beginning, the format was a little confusing to hold on, winners stay on, or, the point system record with there being 3 teams. It was a little confusing, but as you started watching the games, you started to understand it. But it's not about the format. Victor Wembanyama needs the biggest thank you from the NBA for saving this All-Star Weekend. Wembanyama came in and set the tone, just like Anthony Edwards said. He came in and set the tone, and it's hard for NBA guys who have the competitive instinct to not follow. After that, Anthony Edwards goes off and goes crazy in the next several games. He goes on to win the All-Star Game MVP. But this was possibly the best thing that could have happened for the NBA. You had 3 teams who were evenly set with the world, stripes, and stars. And you had themes within all 3 teams. With one team, you had the older guys. You had Kevin Durant. You had LeBron James. I would have wished Stephen Curry played in it, but he was injured. But you had vets. And then on one team, you had the young guys. You had Edwards. You had Jalen Johnson. You had those younger guys competing. And then on the other team, you had, obviously, World, Wembanyama, Siakam. This is what the All-Star Game should have been the last several years. Guys are competing. Wembanyama's pissed at teammates for helping on a wide-open 3 for the win. I loved it. I'm very happy that, they finally got rid of the target score. I think the target score ruined a lot of the competition because now you have guys, playing for a target score. Instead of, 10 seconds on the clock, we get 2 game winners. 2 game winners out of this year's All-Star Weekend. We had De'Aaron Fox hitting one. and we had Scotty Barnes hitting one. That's what the NBA needs. You know, finally, it's giving guys a reason to want to come out and want to play. Obviously, guys that have missed injury aren't, what's the word I'm looking for? Allowed or have disqualified themselves from being able to be selected an All-Star. But I feel like this gives guys an incentive to now come out and want to play. I really love this format. I couldn't say really much anything negative. Kawhi Leonard, who was a late add to the All-Star game, in his hometown, in his home building, came out and balled out. The man had 30 points in 12 minutes. 30 points in 12 minutes. I guess the one thing I can say is towards, obviously, the last game, it got off to a rough start. But I think that's just because, you know, with that LeBron team, they're a lot older. You know, with constant playing, you know, down and back with these All-Star teams, I think their legs gave out a little bit. But honestly, I loved it. I loved every part of it. I think Anthony Edwards was a huge reason for it. Obviously, Wembanyama is probably the main guy who is the savior for this All-Star weekend. If the NBA can keep this up, the All-Star weekend will be back. I can promise you that it will be back, and more fans will become more engaged. As in the last couple of years, there's been no competitiveness. There's been no type of incentive for these players to want to come out and spend their off weekend doing All-Star things. But now I think this will finally give them the reason to be excited to come out and play. I think if teams are evenly put together, this will be great for years to come. That's going to do it for my recap on the All-Star weekend this year. I really, guys, hope you enjoyed the video. If you have any thoughts or opinions on anything I said throughout the video, leave them down below. And please like and subscribe. It'll only help me more throughout this journey.